guys, welcome to Vegan Booty Talks, and I'm your host Avrora. Have a special guest with me today. She's Ukrainian-born American writer, producer, and performer. She's currently working on her next project and film, My Opia, and the next episode of her web series, Digit. And I cannot be more excited to invite here Kristina Birk. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Aurora. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I hope I said all those names of your books and projects right. It's some hard for me. It's so American.
The project about the ghosts with
Yeah,
that's Dig It.
dig it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Just let people know I am a little bit scary and nervous because Kristina is also have her own accent American pronunciation school, I would say, something like that. And when I just started learning English, she was helping me with my accent, and I took classes from her. So now I'm feeling like I have an exam today, and I'm really nervous.
Take it easy. Don't you live in Hawaii? Don't you guys?
Yeah.
Aren't you like super chill there all the time? Just
Yeah,
aloha mahala.
yeah. Okay, Christian, a lot of my guys out there don't know you. So please, could you tell us where you're from and what do you do for a living?
So I'm from Ukraine originally. I was born in Ukraine and I was raised in Moscow. I moved to Russia when I was about 3 years old. I grew up kind of splitting my, life between Europe and Russia. I went to school in Europe and a part-time in Moscow. And then I relocated to the US when I was 20 years old. My first stop was New York City. And then I relocated to Los Angeles about 7 years ago. Have no complaints so far. And I do filmmaking, accent coaching, American accent coaching. And then I also write scripts, commercials. And my new passion is I've been doing a lot of voiceovers for different brands and commercials and different apps like meditation apps and fitness apps. So it's been really fun.
Cool. That's amazing. Can we go a little bit back and actually go deeper in the journey of like moving to the other country, right? So Russia and Ukraine is kind of similar. We have similar language and similar culture, but coming to America, first of all, why it happened and how did you feel about that?
So ever since I was little, I always had that kind of urge and curiosity about other countries because Russia always seemed so boring and predictable and so very system heavy. It just didn't feel like there was a lot of freedom for the artistic types there. So ever since I would say like 9 years old, I always knew I wanted to see what was out there. And I remember my first time abroad, I went to Sweden, and just even Sweden itself was already such a breath of fresh air because there were more, you know, uh, fashionable people there. I like their fashion, I like their style, I like their music better. So I realized that the rest of the world was really worth seeing and exploring as an artist. And then relocating to the US was amazing. I think it was one of the best things, one of the best decisions I ever made because ever since I, set my foot, set foot in New York City, I was immediately like, wow, this is home. It feels really good. The language, the diversity, the people, all the different cultures, it felt so, so good. And honestly, I don't really feel like an outsider. I've always felt really, really comfortable in the States. And I really enjoy the international aspect because, there's definitely room for everyone here. And I've been really lucky to have a lot of friends from Asia and Europe and Russia and from everywhere.
Yeah, that's for sure really interesting, especially in New York. I used to live there. It's a lot of different peoples out there, different cultures, and it's always cool to explore. So, how you actually become like I get an idea, let's say, first of all, to be a writer. Okay, I could imagine, because I'm an immigrant too, that you came to the other country. Maybe you know English, maybe you don't, but it's not the type of American that is could be used on writing. Even if you are learn English like I did, it's really hard for me to write even essay in different language. So how you got comfortable to use English, and how the idea to write a first book came in a row?
Well, I started writing from age 5, and I wrote in Russian, obviously, because it's my mother tongue. And I always knew I was going to be a writer ever since I was little.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, okay.
Yeah, my first bit of writing was actually about a homeless kid who ran off from an orphanage. It was my first draft. I started writing that book when I was like 6 or 7. It was really cute. And I remember learning new languages always made me want to try to write in those languages. And obviously, it was very hard, especially, like French was really difficult for me. English was okay because I started learning it when I was really young. But then I studied linguistics in college, and we did do a lot of writing. Um, and I think I really got a kick out of writing in English from like my freshman year of college, because I remember how, English is very compact. It's a
Mhm.
lot easier to get your point across faster in English. But then you can get so creative with different adjectives. And I don't know. I think I found it actually easier. Writing in English seemed like almost like an easier thing to do than in Russian. It was a little less heavy, because in my subconscious, I think on my subconscious level, Russian is is a language with a lot of history and a lot of heavy weight.
Mm.
Now, English always felt lighter and more easygoing and more playful. That's why maybe I just didn't overanalyze my ability to write in it so much. But I must say, when I finished writing my book, I had to hire a professional editor, because obviously I made some, punctuation mistakes, and maybe some words were a little bit odd, especially because my book is so experimental. There are so many interesting constructions and sentences that I built there that needed a set of professional eyes to just kind of let me know if it would work. Yeah, so of course I hired a bunch of editors. Well, one editor, two editors.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit what it's about?
So my book is technically, it's like a mix, a cross between this one famous book written by Eugene Zamyatin. It's called Мы in Russian, and Harry Potter. So if you take a totalitarian fairy tale about, a scary country where everything is like under control and very mechanic and really, like very scary, and everyone is brainwashed, and then Harry Potter and marry those two together, you're gonna get my book. So,
That's so interesting. Wow. I'm excited to read it. I didn't read it yet, guys, and I am sure we should. And do you have any plan to make this book as like a movie, or you don't?
I definitely do, and I'm working on different pitches, because the book is so very visual and it's so very Russia oriented. I obviously renamed everything in the book. Nothing has any real names there, so I don't get, deported from Russia. So, like, so I don't get banned from my own home country for writing that book.
Hmm.
It would be such a big compliment for me if somebody did that. But technically, it's a fictional country, and obviously you can tell that it's Russia. And I think there's a lot of interest. So the film industry in Hollywood is really interested in the whole Russian theme. So, and
Hmm.
then boom, it's like a Russian fairy tale, and the whole story is narrated through this little girl's perspective. So it's like their giant ears, and there are these marching bears. So it's very visual. I think it would be a really cool film to make, um, in collaboration with Tim Burton, maybe, or someone
I
who's
love
really good
it.
at making blockbuster, like colorful fairy tale esque.
Yeah, wow.
So,
Yeah, I'm excited for you. That will be cool. And if we want to, read your book, where we can find it.
on Amazon, on my website, and Barnes and Noble, and then Kindle. So there's an electronic version, there is a physical copy. And I'm currently working on creating an audio also, because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people don't have time to sit down and read. So I decided to create an audio as well.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. That's what I do. I usually listen to books, and then since you are a professional voiceover uh, person, you can definitely, do that, right?
I'm excited about it. I started, but it takes, a while, because it takes a lot of focus and energy to maintain the same kind of tone of voice for each character. And it's my book has a lot of really complicated words and long sentences, so I really need to focus when I read it.
I could imagine. Okay, that's amazing. But I cannot ask you, like, I have to ask you, I mean, about your diet and what you do, because it's kind of my, specific topic we want to talk about. So I know you are pretty much live a really healthy lifestyle. And could you explain me, like, I know you're vegetarian, right? So could you explain me why you're vegetarian and why you don't like to eat meat?
Yes, of course. I remember going vegetarian intuitively when I was about 15 years old. And obviously, my grandma and my parents were like, "What? You're still growing. You should be eating more protein," you know? And I was like,
Mhm.
"But it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right." So my first reaction was just intuitive. It didn't feel good in my body. And then I read a book by John Safran Foer, I think, Eating Animals. And it
Mhm.
was very, very powerful about the whole meat industry and how animals are treated, and how much adrenaline and antibiotics and all of the bad chemicals and stress hormones, are released in the meat. And that's where I was like, huh, I was so smart when I was 15. I kind of
Yeah.
intuitively, I knew intuitively that was not good for me. And then eventually I became so very peaceful with nature and the animal kingdom that I can't even kill a fly. I seriously can't even kill an insect. So I just it breaks my heart, kind of.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. So how long you vegetarian? From 15 years old?
In and out, on and off. I'm not gonna lie. I've definitely had meat since I was 15. Here and there. I used to date a Jewish guy whose family was very traditional, and they liked to have their Shabbats and have their meat. And I felt, like an outsider and like a traitor. If like I had to reject a lot of their food, and sometimes I would
Mm-hmm.
I would have some just to be supportive and not be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I will try meat every now and then when I travel to exotic countries. Like I was in Hawaii recently, and
What?
uh, yeah, I was there for like 4 days.
I didn't know. Why you didn't tell me? Which
I was
island?
on a very quick vacation. It was Oahu.
Oh, okay. We should meet. Oh my God. But I'm gonna be in LA soon, so hopefully we're gonna meet.
I was there in May.
Uh-huh.
And we got lost, and we like were so hungry, and then we found like a little shack in the middle of nowhere, and they were serving food. We didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what we got. It was like an interesting name. And
Mm-hmm.
then we saw meat there, but we still ate it because we wanted to try the local cuisine.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
delicious. That's like
Mm-hmm.
how I will have meat sometimes, very, very rarely, but
Mm-hmm. It's understandable. Do you think your digestion affect by that when you have meat sometimes, or you feel fine?
I never like the feeling I have afterwards.
Okay, I see. Yes, it's something really common when someone is eat meat, they feel heavy or something like that. That's why they want to try some other options. But very much, can you tell me what is your daily or maybe weekly routine? How you take care of yourself? You look amazing. You're an actress, and this is something everyone is want to know. How is Hollywood actress take care of themselves?
Oh, well, I meditate every day.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
for me, your mental well-being is number one, because if you're not okay inside on a spiritual mental level, then everything else is not okay. So I meditate every single day about 20, 30 minutes. If not first thing in the morning, which I try every morning, then I'll try to find like a break during the day or before I go to bed. I do breathing meditations. I do like chakra activation meditations. Ever since I started doing those, I started looking younger. I mean, I'm still young, but I started looking younger. I started developing a glow. People started telling me I'm glowing, and I started having a lot more energy. So I'm a big fan of meditation. That's my number one health routine. I drink really, really healthy smoothies for breakfast. I'll mix up some turmeric, ginger, and banana with some berries, and just like fresh fruit smoothies for breakfast. I swim a lot all year long, even when the ocean is super cold. I
So
try to
you
like.
go, yeah, you go to the ocean in the lake?
Mhm.
Oh my God, strong Russian girl.
I'm a polar bear. Yeah, that's they're always, oh, that's that crazy redheaded Russian. Yeah, yeah. What else? I do fitness actually. I do some fitness exercises. Some I work on my butt and on my abs. I play tennis about 2-3 times a week. I go hiking. I drink plenty of water. I try to drink less alcohol. I drink maybe a bottle a week,
Mm-hmm.
like 4 glasses a week. I think I have some Chardonnay, some white wine.
Mm-hmm.
That's my worst habit. I don't smoke. I don't do any drugs. So that's kind of and I try to surround myself with happy, positive people and do what I love. That's it.
Yeah, that's amazing. A kind of like a plan for success. I love it. I love it. And I love your, state of point. If you're not good inside, you're never going to be good outside. And I am absolutely agree with you. That's for sure. So could you tell me if someone want to start do meditations, how do you do that? It's really hard, like start. So maybe you follow some, podcasts or videos, or you just put on the music, how you actually do find yourself doing this and be able to concentrate.
Oh, I used to have the hardest time with concentration and focus. But recently, I I had a very difficult, life-changing, situation that kind of really took away all of my energy, and I was kind of down, and I had a lot of pain in my body. Somebody died, and
Mm-hmm.
so when I was really, really destroyed, and I think that feeling of being destroyed really what was that driving force that got me to awaken and really see what would work for me in order to get back on track, back on my feet. And I found a couple of people who helped me a lot. So I first went to see doctors because I had a lot of pain in my in my throat and my neck and my heart. I couldn't feel my heartbeats. I was so stressed out. And then I went to see some doctors, and they just offered me some antidepressants. And I am very skeptical of prescription drugs and what they do to your body. So I refused to take those. And then I found some healers. I met some shamans and healers, and I work with this energy bioenergy healer who has very, very interesting meditations where I connect to Mother Earth through my feet. I circulate energy through all of my chakras. I release them through my head crown. It took me about a month to get used to the concentration process, breathing and relaxing, staying in the present. About a month. But it's like any kind of new habit, any kind of new routine. You need to be persistent the first 21 days. I think it takes 21 days to develop a new habit, make it second
Yeah.
nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big fan of some meditations done by Maureen Saint Germain.
Mm-hmm.
She writes a lot of books on the concept of fifth dimension, the happiest dimension, like where you wake up every morning thanking the universe for giving you another happy day of heaven on earth. So it's like positive thinking, being kind, and then focusing on, doing basic breathing meditations. But again, it's like a habit that I maintain, and then it started to kick in.
Yeah. So this helping person, like your spiritual teacher, is she offers some classes or videos that people could check out or reach to her if someone is need help right there?
The lady who teaches Merkaba and all these other meditative states, yes, she has a website. It's more, should I write it here on the screen?
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, you can send it to me and I'm gonna be sure that I guys include it into the show notes. Because if you know someone who is really good and can help you, I mean, and help others, I would be happy to share it. And I'm gonna guys include her website in the notes, as well as Kristina Instagram, I guess, right? How people can reach you. What's the
Yeah, of
best?
course. Instagram is great.
Yeah, and your book. Guys, we should support Kristina because first of all, it's your first book and I want to see more. And if you guys interested in some really cool kind of like Kristina said, Harry Potter mix with you guys gonna choose. You guys gonna make your decision. You can go ahead and see in the notes. I can also put the link where you can find the book. Thank you so much, Kristina, for sharing this. I know it's hard, but someone has died in your family and or close one. And what's good about that is it's helped you to find your spiritual, kind of
Awakening.
awakening. Yeah. And you actually move forward with that. That's amazing. And thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm gonna ask you one more question that I ask everyone on my podcast. Couldn't miss this one. If it's gonna be the last day of your life on this earth, what you gonna do?
I would go swim with whales and dolphins in Hawaii.
Love it. Have you seen some dolphins when you got here?
Yeah, and I found it so hilarious. My Airbnb host, she literally texted me at 5:30 in the morning to let me know that the dolphins were coming, and I was like, 5:30 in the morning? Okay. And I grabbed a pair of binoculars.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I forgot it was so early morning. I was already like, oh, that's so good, standing there.
Yeah, it's kind of normal for people in Hawaii. Yeah, we used to do that stuff.
That's so good.
Yeah, I'm so happy you'll be able to sew them. Okay, cool. And I have a small game that I play with everyone before I let you go. I'm gonna say two things and you should choose one. Sounds good?
Hmm.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Black or purple?
Purple.
Gym or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Juice or smoothie?
Smoothie.
Wine or water?
Water.
Chocolate or sweet cream?
Chocolate.
Kiss or hug?
Kiss.
Laugh or sex?
Love.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for being honest. And before you go, please tell anything you want to share today to our listeners.
I would say that the Hawaiian mantra, Ho'oponopono, is my favorite thing in the world. And it means, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Something like that.
I love it. I love that you know more about me, like about Hawaiian language than me. Like I don't even know about Hawaiian language and mantra.
I'm a big fan. And also one of the biggest discoveries this year as of right now, has been this realization that no one is judging us. And if we're not judging anyone and nobody's judging us, and if everyone is in this mindset where there's no judgment, it's a judgment-free zone, then everyone can live their full potential and their full capacity. So I think that's my final message, because it's been such a mind-blowing realization.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Everyone is
Thank
doing
you.
their best. Yeah.
Yes. I love
Anyway,
it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing
thank you so
this.
much for having me.
And again, I'm so thankful you found time and I hope to talk to you more and maybe we're going to be back, guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you
listening.
so much. Have a
Bye
good one.
bye.
Bye.